Hi everybody. This week we're going to be working with our 1020 form validation project, and we're going to be working with this simple form. Notice that I have form that asks for your name, your information, payment information, as well as additional information. Okay, so we're going to be going over a few of this. Notice that my goal is that when I click on the submit button, the checkout button, I go to the next page. I already have some rules set up, so when I click here, notice that these fields are required, so I can't move on until I fill them. Notice that as I go filling them, the fill is required goes away. So that's our main goal. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so and then everything, and we have successfully submitted form. Okay, so let's try it again. All right, so for this project, we're going to be using the Jquery Validation plugin. This plugin makes it a more simple way to validate forms, and it's a good choice if we're building something new from scratch or trying to integrate something into an existing application with lots of HTML markups. So I think that's our example this week. We already have an HTML file, and we're going to be integrating this plugin in with that HTML file. So this plugin comes with a lot of useful set of validation methods, and you can also create your own methods and set them up with this plugin. So this is a really good plugin, and let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm gonna switch now into Code Anywhere and go into my index.html file, and I want to do the following. Notice that I have my form starts here, and I already have a set of instructions or to do. So add a general validation check so that any field contained in a div form group required will be required to have information when the user submits the form. Okay, sweet. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my main JavaScript file and create a document on ready function that's going to search for the ID order form, and that's what I'm going to validate. So notice that so I'm going to go all the way, to my submit button. I'm sorry, I'm going to go to my form, to my actual form. And notice that my form, it's called my ID, it's order form. And I'm going to search for that, and I'm going to validate that. And while I'm validating that, I'm going to make sure that when I click on the form submit button, that is on the end, that's my checkout button, I'm going to run this set of rules. Now, by only writing this code here, by only doing this, I have already validated all the fields that includes the following attribute, this one. So HTML forms has a sweet attribute called required. So if I add required here, as well as I did here on the street address, I could simply run this, and it's going to tell me your file is required. You may ask, but don't you have on your main JavaScript that require is true for your name? I could take this away, save it, refresh my page here, and this fail is still required. This is the good thing about this plugin. So because this .validate and the submit handler, the form submit, is going to check on my HTML for all my required attributes, and if they're required, they're gonna pop an error message. So that's an easy thing to do for all these fields that ask the field must not be blank. Well, just add your required attribute to the input text field, and you're good to go. Now, however, since your name text field requires that characters must be fewer than 128 characters, we gotta come here and add this rule. So we're going to search for the ID. So this is the ID of that text field. I'm going to set it up to required true and max length 128. The same thing we're going to do for your zip. The only difference with your zip is that you can go in two ways here. I mean, it's the same. We're going to search for the ID your zip, and we're going to create this following rule: required true. You can go min length. So, and with min length, the only problem I see is that if you, as you type, it's going to tell you, please enter at least 5 characters. So maybe that's a good thing, because if you short one, well, but you can also try max length, and let's refresh this, and then the only thing about max length is that it won't validate until you're out of that field. So I think it could be a good way to use min length, because if you stop at 4 digits or 3 digits, it'll let you know that you're at least please enter at least 5 characters. Now, but you can go either way. It still will let you know once you step outside that field. So here you can use both of them, so no problem. So the other thing we work on your zip, it's a digit. So digits true. So what we want is that we only want digits. So notice that as I'm typing characters, it's telling me to enter only digits. Okay, so let's enter digits. Here we go. And now notice that now the other problem with min length is that you can go more than 5. So, I think our best result here will be max length. Now, notice that I can only type 4, and then I can type more than 5. We don't have to be so specific on this project, but I just want you to know and get the idea of this. Okay, so moving on, and let's work with the credit card number. So for the credit card number, I'm gonna search on my HTML, where's the credit card number? Okay, so here I found it. So okay, so credit card number, the ID is card number, and notice that I have to put here it's a required field. So because how do I know if it's a required field? So my instructions in the to do here are telling me the field must not be blank. So I'm gonna type in required. And now field must contain only numbers and spaces, no other characters, and field must contain 16 digits. Okay, and the way for me to do this, I thank Jquery Validation for this, is that I'm going to do the following. So I'm going to put a comma here. I'm going to type in the ID card number. Let's see, in column, curly brackets. So this is required, true, and they have a nice rule called credit card, and this is a credit card, so this is true as well. Now I'm going to refresh this page, and I'm going to go check out. Okay, I can't. Now this field is required. So notice now that I could, and this is a 16 number. So, and I could put space as well, and it'll accept it. And if I click check out, this is empty, but this is working pretty good. So I can put them all together as well. If I want, everything's working. Now notice that if I leave 4 out of it, it will create a error there. Okay, so and let's fill out this information here. And when everything's completed, when we click on that checkout button, we'll get to the thank you page. So I hope this has been helpful in order to get you started with this project, this assignment. So have fun with this and good luck creating your own set of rules. Bye-bye.